Whether you have already accepted the future of our AI overlords taking all of our jobs and doing everything for us, or if you're someone who would prefer to go ahead and office space them out back, the video game industry has made its choice, and even some of the most fan favorite studios, like Larian Games, are using AI. That's right, somehow people are still surprised when they hear that game studios are using AI to make their work easier. Turns out every studio that was heavily against AI in the beginning was just waiting for it to get good enough where they could actually use it in their workflow. Now, let me be very clear about something. There's a very big difference between how certain studios are using AI from others. Studios like EA and Microsoft want to make their entire development process completely based around AI. What studios like Larian and CD Projekt Red are doing is more like prototyping with AI. Rather than having concept artists create dozens of first drafts of images and 3D models that will never come close to getting used in the development process, they've decided to just switch this step over to AI. And yes, that does cut jobs, but it also means that you can work on more projects and employ the same amount of people and just get slightly more work done. This is what I would call ethical use of AI in a large business in the year 2026. You're still using the increased productivity it provides to stay financially competitive, but you're using it to churn out bigger and better projects instead of just using it to reduce team size and save on cost. I'm still split on this issue because I know it's going to continue taking jobs, and that is always rough, but it also lets the little guy have a lot more of an opportunity against the big giants nowadays. This brings me to the main topic I wanted to talk about in today's video: the effects of AI on the indie development scene. First, let's do a little thought experiment. Most people who play video games have never really taken a step back and thought about what goes into actually making them. The reason it's so rare to find a good solo project is that you have to be a master of multiple different elements. No, not those kind of elements. I think indie development can be broken down into four major categories. First up, we have programming. Programming is the logic that goes into making the game actually feel and play well. Without good gameplay, a game is absolutely doomed to fail. Next, we have art. Whether it's simple pixel art, 3D modeling, or full-scale 2D images, you have to be competent in some form of art for the type of game you want to make. Next up, we have music and sound design. Not only do you need full background music tracks, you also have to source or create sound effects and then put them all together in one cohesive package. Last up, and the one I see people forget most often, is you have to have business and advertising skills. YouTube is a great free way to achieve this, but you have to get a following somewhere. Otherwise, even the best games can get absolutely buried by store algorithms. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, that's cool and all, but what does it have to do with AI and indie games? Well, let's think about those four different categories as kind of a stat sheet. I'll use myself for example. I've been a slightly above amateur game developer for quite a while now. My specialty is heavily in programming. It's what I enjoy working on, and it's what I'm best at. The other categories for me, not so hot. Over the past year, I've been able to see AI outpace my art and music skills by a large margin. This means something like my audio prowess that I have absolutely no skill in can actually be raised up to a moderate level using modern programs. Because of this, I can tackle a much larger scale project that I never would have even attempted in the past due to knowing I would have run into roadblocks in certain areas I just am not competent in. This is what I mean when I say the little guy can really start taking on these big studios. If I'm confident I can make a very fun game to play, and now I can use assistive programs to create art and music that is passable, I just went from making something that would have been stuck as very basic pixel graphics to something that can be a fully 3D game. I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing very small studios make some very large scope games in the near future. Just remember, like most tools, AI can be used in a good or a bad way. It all depends on who's using it and what their goals are. If the big AAA studios continue to cut cost and quality, I could easily see them quickly being swallowed up by the modern indie market. To charge $60+ for a modern game, you have to make something truly incredible. Some of the games I've played for $20 or less in 2025 were absolutely insane. The video game industry is either going to see the biggest collapse we've ever seen, or it's going to be the renaissance. I want to keep making and playing good games, so I know what future I'm hoping for. Let's just hope the people controlling the money don't burn the whole thing to the ground. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant video. I've got something absolutely massive coming in the works, something along the lines of remaking the entire game of Terraria in 3D, and I am going to have that video out pretty soon. If you want to see more videos like this and on actual game development, go ahead and subscribe, and you will enjoy this channel. Talk to you guys in the next one.